Elijah's father posts a public statement to the world that someone passed along to me. And it's a video of Elijah, so someone wanted to share. And Zack writes a video of an event Eli was in during his summer camp. Eli is at the very end, the red shirt that says welcome. Just feels compelled to prove that he had a good summer, despite some people's belief. He really did have the best summer of his life, which still leaves me so confused as to why this happened. And then there's a link to a summer camp. Being a mom, going, I wonder what kind of camp this is. Because when I received the pictures from Zack that had the t-shirt and popsicle sticks all in a box, it was like a huge thing to get. First thing I said after I saw the photos is, man, that looks like church camp. Been to a few myself. Survived a month. I did some research, and Young Life Young Life believes that non-binary type people who, whether they're gay, just effeminate or whatnot, are considered an abomination. Okay, so you have a child who you know is a little non-binary. I mean, come on, Dad. You're the one who sat on top of the child and removed black toe polish with skull and crossbones, so a very masculine thing. But because the child wore toe polish, you proceeded to call the child a faggot as you held them down. You said that they can't be that because that's subhuman. That is that abomination. You know, the reason why I took the child to the Spring Valley ER department was because the child called themselves an abomination, something that did not deserve to exist. The child heard your words, they saw your actions, and they listened. You said that they were an abomination. Abomination means it doesn't deserve to exist. But you don't know why the child hung themselves. You went and took this child and put them in a 5-day camp and had adults meet that child on their level and explain how God fixes everything as long as they're not an abomination. One thing Elijah ever wanted in this world, and that was your love, Daddy. And you made your love unattainable because of your fear of homosexuality, which we'll never know if that would have even been the case with your child because it's just clothes. And the child wanted to give birth, which isn't all that weird. Seahorses do it. Doesn't necessarily mean anything other than Elijah was Elijah. But that wasn't good enough for you. Elijah was only worthy of your love if he could love God and live by God's word. And you don't understand why the kid's dead. Because the child couldn't. The child who worshipped Athena and believed in all of the Greek gods and their gloriousness. Because those were who the child could identify with. Because when Elijah was in the second grade, on the way to Boy Scout, whatever, arguing with the twins in the back seat of how the Big Bang makes more sense than God creating the earth in 7 days. This is Elijah in the second grade. But Eli will do anything that he needed to do to receive your love. And every fucking time you told that child that if you behave like this, then I can love you. You told this child to go into a treatment facility and say that I beat them and that I use drugs because your mother said that if Elijah did that, she could take Elijah back to Arizona and meet all these wonderful family members that love Elijah and they've just been waiting to meet the kid. That's on public record. There was a CPS investigation. You tried everything to get this child, and this child did everything you asked. And then you took a job out of state and left them? And then if the child actually contacts me, you yell and scream at them. What a lonely existence that has to be, to experience, to know that he can't have your attention and he can't come to me for attention. Nobody found the body until it was cold. Why was this child not a priority in your life? If you didn't like the psychiatric health care the child was receiving, why didn't you change it? You made it so I had no say in these things. Why, if you felt that it was damaging the child, did you not change the psychologist, their pill regimen, anything out of a responsible parent? 15 months, and you chose to do nothing. And when I turned to you and would ask you, how is Elijah upstairs? And you'd be like, oh, great. Elijah wasn't. I stayed the night with my kid on 2 occasions. I was moving in with Dad. And Eli went apeshit and wasn't stable. For a fact, I never took Elijah out of the state of Illinois because Eli wasn't that stable up here. But that wasn't worth talking to me about, right? Because everything was fine. Because it's all just in my head. Because we'd never have to have a casket to bury a kid with. Just don't get it. Just like you don't get why it's so bad to tell a kid to man up. One fucking hanging in your barn wasn't a good enough fucking clue. You don't understand how this happened. You told the kid that being them was an abomination. You know, that subhuman category that does not deserve to live. The part of society that cannot function within the whole because they're not right. And whatever they do bring to the whole is invalid because they're not right. How does it feel to know that your words, your tongue, killed your child? And every fucking adult that you put around that baby that has that same mindset as you, they're an extra little strand of that fucking noose. And whoever the hell did the child's makeup at the funeral, that's disgusting. It didn't even look like a human. It looked like a doll. Like, it didn't look right. Like, the face was wrong. I mean, is that because The child's body was so fucked up because it sat in the cold for so long before anyone noticed the child was missing. You gave the child every reason to do this. Every exact reason. Child who is born leader and draws all the crowds, who has the attention of everybody. You told them that they'll never succeed. And then you weren't paying attention to what the child was dealing with. You didn't stop to think of all the previous dates that we have rushed to the ER over Elijah, that they happen in September, October, and November. Just a thing. Don't know why the statistics are that way, but they are. And how could you not pay extra attention? Is this like the time when you shot your bow into the tree and it shot into the bird's nest, and you explained to Elijah that it was the bird's fault for putting the nest there? Is this one of these logical moments? Because some of us, it'd be your fault that the bird's nest got shot, because that's the bird's natural habitat. And you invaded it and fucked it up. This was Elijah's natural state, Zach. And you invaded it, fucked it up, and goes, I don't know why it's dead. I got a lilac bush that James planted in the shade. James goes, I don't know where anything will grow, because you planted it in the wrong spot. But that's where I want it to be. Well, that doesn't mean that that's where the plant's going to be able to flourish. But we can't respect our children like that. We can't give them the soil to be who they are so that they can be fucking everything. Because that's what every fucking child is. Every child has the potential to figure it all out. No reason why they can't. And if Sally succeeds, that doesn't mean that Henry suffers.